Homelessness has reached new heights in America. In 2022, the stats were 8 out of every 10,000. This could range anywhere from 600,000 to a million people homeless. The vast majority, 72%, were individual adults, but there's a notable share, 28%, were living in families with children. The Southgate Foundation was established to focus on helping the elderly, invalid, orphans, widows, and widowers. With other volunteers, they passed out over 140,000 meals to date, plus clothing, everyday living items, and so forth. With God's help, they say, we can do what we can do to help others. Please welcome my guest, Tony DUrso. Welcome to Money 911, where we talk about health, wealth, and peace of mind. Today, we're talking about homelessness. What's shocking to me is, well, back in 2022, they were actually saying 8 out of 10,000 people are homeless. And the stats are anywhere from 600,000 to a million. I think it's more, honestly. When I look on the streets of California, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I just flew to Sioux Falls and I was driving with someone. We got out to go to a restaurant and I said, oh, well, aren't you going to move that stuff off your car seat? And they said to me, no, we don't do that here. And I go, what do you mean? Oh, we don't have keys to our houses. You know, there's really no theft except trailers. And I mean, everybody's got a gun, but they don't have keys to their houses. I go, well, where's the homeless? Because every city has, we take care of the homeless. Imagine that. Isn't that a novel idea to take care of the homeless?
That's how it used to be way back when.
Yeah. And that's why I have Tony here, because that's inspiring to me to help the homeless. You don't know where you could end up. And when you hear my story, I had that experience. I was homeless at one time. And we can listen to how I got there on one of my other podcasts. But that's where you could be a very high level person and end up homeless. So don't judge, be open to learn here. But this is how we can help everybody. So I'm just excited to welcome you, Tony, to talk about.
Thank you so much, Kris. Thank
you.
One
step removed.
Honor to be here.
Thank you.
One step removed. It's an honor to be here on your show, Money 911. And a little known fact is I was actually homeless when I was 19.
You were too. Wow. What happened?
My parents moved from Chicago to Los Angeles, and I was living at a place that we were kind of renting, and then things happened. And the next thing you know, I have a job, but I didn't have a place. So what I did that night was I went to, I was a driver, and in the parking lot, we had our car. So I didn't have a place to sleep that night. I was literally officially homeless. I just went into the parking lot, into the car that I usually drive in the morning when I have a job. And the owner, who came in early, saw me, somebody sleeping in his car, saw it was me. He was like, what happened? And I told him, well, I didn't have a place as of yesterday because of whatever, people moved. And the owner happened to have a room. So that night I rented a room from the owner in his basement, but I was homeless for one day.
Wow. Okay. Okay. These are hard stories. These are like no money, right? Not, going into trash cans, finding food. Some people aren't even that developed. They just sit there, and some of them are really bad off with all these drugs that are coming over the borders and infiltrating us. So it's a very important thing, or people just lose their job and end up homeless. So it's a very 911 situation. And we talk about Money 911 because this is a good cause. This is where people can help. And that's why you started Southgate, right?
Yeah. And, as we were kind of bantering at the beginning, as the show opened up, we were having a conversation and we just continued. The homeless, frankly, truthfully, research it yourself. They're being created, period. Way back when, we didn't have homeless, just like in Sioux Falls, where you went. people take care of their neighbors.
Right.
And out here, it's kind of manufactured,
Yeah.
and the way Southgate started, I think this is a good intro, is, my wife and I would both work. We would every year uh, get toys, buy toys, donate toys, toys for tots and children in hospitals. And we did that for years. And one year we looked around and it was kind of creeped up on us. Our neighborhood, which was a very, you could say, an affluent area, it had a growing population of homeless. And one year we looked around and it was like, there's this channel, a watershed. When the rain overflows, it goes through this channel. That's what we call it there. You'll have different words for it. Water overflow, and there were homeless living there. I mean, at first it was like there was a tent there, and you go, "Oh, somebody's backpacking around the country." And then a couple years later, thousands of people
Right.
wound up living in this overflow watershed channel. And we said, why are we giving toys to tots and children in hospitals? They're eating. These people, they don't have food, they don't have a place. And so we organized a drive, and I just put it on social media, said, hey, we're going to do this. Feel free to help. And I'm just giving you a really fast story. And that's how Southgate started. I'm happy to talk more about it. But it was that observation of, we got to do something. Compassion is
Right.
very important on this, Kris.
That is so beautiful. And that and not only your compassion, but a man of action. So you and your wife did something about it, because we all see it and people don't know even how to do anything about it. And a lot of people don't trust big charities. And so it's really, if we all could take care of each other, there's enough for everybody. There's enough, we just help each other. So that's why I'm very impressed about Southgate and wanted to help you and help the homeless people and, get the thing moving again. And
Yeah.
so,
I should have, I go back and forth. Should I bring up my notes or not on what you said, big charities? These big charities, names everybody recognizes. I don't really feel like throwing anybody under the bus. You listen to my interviews for 7 years. I, I, I just don't like to talk about anyone. People may or may not disagree, but I just, encourage you, look, every single big name, with the exception of one, the money you're giving them is going to their golf memberships, their mansions, their
yeah,
brand new airplanes,
yeah,
or easy to search, big hurricane, and I'm being very
right,
general, hits Louisiana, destroys things, and people
right,
go to the big name and say, can you help us? They go, oh, we're waiting for the next catastrophe. Meanwhile, they've
right.
got hundreds of millions in their bank.
It's wicked. It is.
It
It,
is wrong.
oh,
And so, I get asked a lot for money. I get asked a lot to help. You know, it's just us. But we do it boots on the ground. There are some families right now that we are helping to feed, period. And we help with funeral or medical or with whatever we can as we can. Sometimes we can do a lot, sometimes not, but it's all been generated by our own income that we do, that we make, that we generate. And on this show, I would love, the opportunity. I'm probably going ahead of myself, but some people may be looking and would like to be part of something, and perhaps maybe this is what they're looking for to
well,
help us
that's
out
why
some more.
we're here, and that's why I want to, help people understand how important this is. And you can only drink one cup of coffee at a time. I see a lot of people that with a lot of wealth that it's an abundance, that sharing a little bit will relieve this stress in our communities and help people just like you, because you'd be shocked how many corporate people have ended up homeless, or people that they're not all drug addicts, right? And so
I've interviewed several
in your
that were once homeless and then became millionaires. And
yeah,
there's another one that I'm going to interview, but it's that determination to make it no matter what. But
right.
there's times, as you know, the title of this is One Step Removed. And there's a reason for that, Kris, is because when give you a great idea, what I call the madness, of a couple years ago put people on the streets. It shut down hundreds of thousands of businesses
Yeah.
just in the United States alone. It devastated so many people around the world.
Yeah.
Boom, instant homeless, one step removed. It's just that fast. So it's something we always need to remember. Hey, I ate food, I have water, I've got hot water, I've got lights, electricity, I've got a nice bed. Okay, great. Okay, so don't buy that third vehicle or or that sixth jet or whatever you're spending money on. Look to help others, and that's where it feels good. That's where it really feels good, is when you're doing that.
It really does. And maybe share a little bit about some of the challenges that you face when you're trying to help people. Do you get any help from like government? You're doing it all yourself. What are some of the challenges that you're going through?
100% is we're doing it ourselves. Uh, just to be really straight on and just kind of say it like crass a little bit,
Sure.
I don't like to beg. You go to some of these government grant and corporations and foundations, and you got to jump through hoops and hoops
Yeah.
and hoops. And some of the big foundations, oh, we give to charity and we do this. I'm not going to put anybody under the bus, but it couldn't be further from the truth. It's just
Right.
outright saying things just to look good, but don't really, So we do everything on our own steam. We do everything boots on the ground. I just don't give to food banks and do this and do that. And we like to see where the funds are going. We like to see the person being helped. There was a lady, she has 3 children, 3 girls. The husband, this is a couple of years now, because the husband and the son both got killed in a motorcycle accident a couple of years back. She was instantly out of funds. Her eldest daughter had asthma issues. We helped pay for her hospital visit. She had a fire in the house. She had a run a bad luck. She had a fire in the house, destroyed a lot. We replaced all their clothes, their cutlery, their cookie, and so on and so forth. It was what we could do, and and we have someone boots on the ground that took the money, bought the things, delivered it, things like that. You'll see it on the website for Southgate, which is at TonyDUrso.com/Southgate. And that site is simple. There's other things we can do, but then it's just all based on the funds to put it together, So that's why I mentioned earlier, if you're looking for someone to help, and you want to join a cause, maybe what we have is something you can do. But it's just things like that I know that I've helped those people. And yeah, I get requests all the time for more, but I'm doing what I can.
I've created the Safe Money Blueprint. This is the same strategy that thousands of my clients have used to feel secure about their financial future. And you can get it free at healthymoneyhappylife.com/blueprint. Well, when people want to volunteer and help, how would you involve a volunteer? Say there's some people around that are, they can give up some of their TV time or something to help folks. And
Well, are they good at building a website, or can they help generate some funds, or go to do they know it all depends on what the person's talents are and what can they do. Is it a person who works at a computer chip company which is doing really well, and perhaps maybe the company could help with some donations, which is a tax write-off. We are an official, Southgate is officially a charity, a nonprofit. It's a good tax write-off. So it all depends on what the person can do with their capacity. There's no lack of people in the world to help. So, but to help, in other words, to help and help feed and help take care of. But if you're sitting there and you like to exchange some TV time, reach out to me. Let's see how you can help. Let's kind of grow this. We haven't really grown it too much, just because it's just done I think it's called grassroots, but it would be nice to take it up another level.
I like that. I like the grassroots, ground up, people moving the thing. They're moving the needle. And that's happening all around the country. There's things that are happening. People are rising up saying, no, not in my community. No, we don't want homelessness anymore. And you get in your own neighborhood, start in your own neighborhood. I think that's exciting, Tony. Looking ahead, what kind of future goals or aspirations do you have for Southgate
Well,
Foundation?
just which we hadn't mentioned, we've been doing this for going on our seventh year now,
All right.
and helping Southgate. And to date, about 140,000 meals have been passed out,
Right.
including lots of water, toiletries, clothing, shoes, socks. I know I said clothing, sleeping bags, tents.
Yeah.
We've paid for some funeral expenses. We've paid for some medical expenses, quite a few. So, and we're at 140,000, and I would like to help a lot more people. I don't have goals. There are some philanthropists. Oh, we're going to feed 1 billion people. Oh, that's great.
Mhm.
Uh, 1 penny per meal, and
Right.
there's all these tricks.
Gimmicks.
I know I went off on a tangent. There's all these tricks, big supermarkets. Oh, we'll donate them. We'll give to the charity. Well, that's great. But they're taking your money, and then they're taking a tax write-off on it and claiming
Right.
that they gave the money to the charity. There's all these little
They're
things
so
going on.
nasty.
So
Yeah.
I but to better answer the goal question is we're focused, we're try hard to help the elderly, widows, widowers, those that are invalid, those that are orphaned. Those are who we try to help. So we don't say no to anyone, but we just kind of put our focus in on that. And I would just love to grow it. I would just love to grow it. Like I've mentioned a couple times, we get requests, help me, help me, we get some scammers, that say silly things that they just want money. But we try to help where we can, and it's growing, this need, this people yearning for some assistance. It's growing. So I just want to be able to fill the need and say, I really am doing something. So it's not the kind of goal you want. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to feed 1 billion kids in 10 years. No, uh, I hope I don't have to do that. I hope
Yeah.
that the world comes together and we don't have to have that kind of a goal, but just do what we can and grow it. And
Right.
it may seem like a very soft, small goal, but hey, we've done 140,000 meals in 7 years, and we just keep growing this as we can.
I think that's so great. It's family orientated from the ground up. Do you, do you have any success? Another little story about someone else you helped?
Well, on our site, you'll take a look, and again, if you're a computer person, we can definitely use help in building the site. But we've been helping somebody. You'll see his video up there. His name is Steve. He owned a beautiful home that he built. He and
Mm.
his wife built their home in the United States, 3 stories. And one day they both worked. One day he fell off a ladder in the garage, hit his
Mm.
head, and he became instantly a paraplegic, just like
Mhm.
that.
Oh,
Couldn't even speak well. Immediately, no job. His wife had to quit her job just to take care of him. She found out quickly that insurance wasn't going to do anything. She had to sell her home and move him to a place for therapy. And I forget, and I know I should remember, it was either 20,000 a month or 40,000 a month.
mm.
And that
Yes.
money burnt through
Mm.
quickly. So we helped with medical as we could, not that kind of, I mean, as we could, we helped. And there's a video there where he's starting through therapy to stand up, to walk. He's actually talking a little bit now.
Yay.
It's been a couple years. It's rough. It's been rough. It's been rough on them, but they're surviving and pulling through. We've tried to help. I think I wish with some of these is I want to help more, because it's like it's just not enough. But
I know. I hear you. That's
so that's a really great success story.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And that's so inspiring. And at whatever level, just one to, 1,000 is still you're moving the needle. You're helping somebody. That's all that's required. We just help each other, and we can pull it off, really. And I think it's inspiring, Tony. I think you're doing a great thing, and I wanted just to bring you on the show so that people could contribute and help you. Throw in your Starbucks, whatever it is now, 8 or 9. I stopped going there, $8 or $9 for a cup of coffee, depending on where you're at. I mean, whatever it is, if you can support or help with computers, or I mean, even somebody that got on the phone to big corporations and asked for donations of sleeping bags, or right, big. There's all kinds of creative things that you can be doing if you have a little team, right?
For example, if you in the audience, you're good at building websites, you could maybe help take care of that, because make it look grow it. Grow it. Or if you're good at knowing how to bring in funds corporately, because the companies, they have to report everything and if they give to charities, they get the tax write-offs. But again, it's just me, myself, and I kind of, and and a few other volunteers. So that kind of help would be great, because it would help us grow. But there's only, again, so much that we can do, and so some help would really be good. That's why we're on the show, because we would really love some help in the capacity of what you can do.
Tell everybody again how to contact you and just find out more about what you're doing.
If you go to Tony, TonyDUrso.com/Southgate, that's SOUTHGATE.com, you'll see the site at the bottom. There is an email. You can reach me through the email. And I welcome the communication.
Wonderful. Tony, any final notes or cherry on the top that you want to share with everybody?
Well, the way I look at it and how it really kind of started, I didn't mention it yet, is when I saw the growing homeless population, people were calling them words that I didn't like. They were calling them homeless. They were calling them bums or transients. I said, that's not right. I said, these are God's people, God's children. They came from God. They are our neighbors. And that's actually the start of it, which is I started calling them our neighbors, and to put on hot meals and a drive for clothes and everything. And I just treated them like I would like to be treated myself.
Well, it's so beautiful, Tony. Our neighbors. I like that. That's a whole strategy right there. And our neighbors, help our neighbors out. Because that's real. We all are one family, and everybody lends a hand. Lift while you climb, and we will rise. Thank you, Tony. It's an honor to have you on the show. We really appreciate your work that you're doing with our neighbors.
Kris, I thank you again for the opportunity to be here, and I welcome, if anything comes of this, if any help comes, that would be amazing. And I just leave it up to God, who directs us in what we have to do.
That's right. Well, I just see an abundance coming to you, because people do want to help. And remember to reach out. One more time, where are they going to reach out to you?
TonyDUrso.com/Southgate.
Southgate.
And you can email me at Tony@TonyDUrso.com. And that's how you get a hold of me by email.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you so much, Kris.
There's so much to learn about healthy money. I hope today's discussion brings you one step closer to securing and protecting your future. So you can get started on the right foot, go to meetwithkrismiller.com and schedule your free financial fitness strategy session. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to Money 911 so you don't miss our next episode, which includes health, wealth, and peace of mind.